Can everybody see the screen? Yes, good. Okay, let's start. So welcome to Meet Digital Nomads Around Asia event. Yay! Woo.
Yay!
We are so excited. And then let me introduce this event's content first. We have 3 parts, and the first part will be guest speakers. We have 3 awesome guest speakers from around the world. And the first guest speaker is Tiff from Australia. And yay, Tiff!
Hi.
Hi. And the second guest speaker is Amit from India. Where's Amit?
Hey
Amit?
guys,
Hey.
yeah, I'm the different channel.
Yay. And the
Yeah.
third guest speaker is Hannah from Vietnam. Hannah?
Hello.
Yay. So we have these 3 awesome guest speakers, and then each of them will be sharing their lifestyle of digital nomads. How did they build a community within 10 minutes? And the next part will be introduction of HafH. Yuji, where's Yuji?
Hello.
Yay, Yuji.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Yuji will be introducing the HafH service with a nice video, including a special coupon, right, Yuji?
Yes, later, yes. Let
Yes.
me explain
So
about that.
please look forward to it, and you can't really miss it. And the last but not least, the part 3 is interactive time. Yay! We have 20 minutes to get to talk to guest speakers directly in the breakout room. And so these are the notes about the event. There are 3 things. First, please turn on your video so that we can see your pretty face. And the second is that change your name into English. Make sure everybody's name is English so that we can call your name. And the third point is that think of questions while listening to the guest speakers and decide which guest speaker you would like to talk to so that we can assign you to the right breakout room in the part 3. Okay, so make sure everybody turn on your video so that we can see your face. Yep. And make sure you change your name into English, especially Japanese participants. Yep. All right. So next is that why we are holding this event is the first reason is we would like to get to know more about what digital nomads are and also what kind of lifestyle they have. And under this coronavirus situation, we all are facing and suffering from the difficulties, but we believe that we are all in this together so that hopefully this event will inspire you and give some motivation to look for some ideal lifestyle or new hope in your life. By the way, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Akina, and I am the moderator of this event. And I went to Bali this March, and I joined CU Asia and Conference, and that's where I found there are so many digital nomads in Bali. And I was so inspired by them. And that was my very first time to see digital nomads. Before then, I've never met any of them in Japan. So I was so shocked. And then that inspired me. And then I interviewed more than 20 people within 1 week and learned about what digital nomad is. And then actually one of them was Tarek. Tarek, are you there? Yay. Yeah, so he is the founder of Nomads Giving Back, which is giving social impact to the local community wherever the digital nomads travel. And then while I was interviewing him, he actually offered me if I'm interested in becoming a Nomads Giving Back ambassador. Yay! And then that's how we all connected. So today's awesome 3 guest speakers are actually all from Nomads Giving Back community. So thank you very much, Tarek, for giving us this opportunity, and that's how we are united. Yeah. And after the Bali trips, I just realized how awesome the digital nomads lifestyle is. But I just realized one thing, that even Bali is located in Asia, I barely see Asian there. So that I would like to provide this lifestyle to more Asian people, because it's a very wonderful lifestyle. And I also started my online platform, which is called CoCo HUB, that providing the skills in order to be a digital nomad. For example, learning English, or learning financial literacy, or improving your IT skill to make the business online. So if you are interested in CoCo HUB, please register my line through this QR code. And then next is about lifestyle design. So in Bali, I learned how important to design our life. And I also really think that being different is beautiful. So later on, every guest speaker will be sharing their own life story and then own skills. So please do remember that being different is beautiful, and then learning from the diversity. And that's all from my introduction. And then let's enjoy our guest speakers talk, and then let's enjoy interactive time as well. So first, Tiff, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll start sharing my screen.
Yep.
Awesome. Everyone good? Everyone seeing it? Hi, so I am Tiff. I've been a nomad since September 2017, and currently I run a social media agency called The Social Story that really helps social enterprises to craft a strategy that works for them to deliver their social impact in meaningful ways through social media. I'm also, as Akina mentioned, part of the Nomads Giving Back team, where I head up the marketing community management side of things. And so today I kind of wanted to touch on like how I got started as a nomad and some of the lessons I learned along the way that, you know, I think would have helped me when I first started out as well, and hopefully be able to share that with all of you as well. So, I mean, I guess my digital nomad journey kind of started more from my work side of things. So it was all pretty stock standard and normal. You know, after school, I went straight to university where I studied communications, then went to work in a corporate office, working in social media agencies for about 5 years. And it was all going well and fine, but I decided to take a sabbatical just to take a bit of a break and spend some time traveling. But that's kind of when it all changed for me. Much like Akina, I ended up in Bali, and seeing the amazing community there, all these like digital nomads and remote workers who were looking like they were living this crazy ass dream life. I realized that this was something that I wanted to do, but also could possibly do, especially in my line of work in social. But yeah, what I kind of came to realize that, you know, it wasn't all it's cut out to be either. Like, you know, when we think about digital nomad, especially in Bali, this is a lot of the images we think, right? Sitting on your laptop by the beach, drinking your coconuts, and, you know, it's about like how you quit your 9 to 5 to just travel full time. And that's well and good, but really the kind of digital nomad lifestyle is that it's a lifestyle and not just a career choice. You know, I can't just, you know, study to be a nomad. It's not a job in itself. It's very much just a way of living that does utilize technology, that does allow you to travel, but it's much more than just a job. And in fact, like just like with any other career, there are multiple ways to do it. Like, you know, you can be a freelancer, which is much more about like, you know, gaining a roster of clients or different projects, or you know, remote jobs. And I think, you know, especially during these COVID times, a lot of jobs are opening up opportunities to still like continue your full-time employment as normal, but do it remotely. Or, you know, you can run your own business, which is how I ended up owning my agency. You know, this is a line of work that's, you know, encompasses entrepreneurs and startup people and everything. Like there's lots of different ways to kind of do this, like with any other job, and you have to find the one that works for you. And in my case, it definitely was a very convoluted journey in finding that out. I went between freelancing to a remote job, back to freelancing, and finally landing on this path, because it really was about the trial and error of finding out what works for me and if this was something I actually kind of wanted to continue. It was such a change from what I was used to and what I was grown up and, you know, followed this path of university and work to pursue. It took a while for me to kind of adapt to this new lifestyle and new way of thinking. So I think whenever anyone asks you, like, you know, asks us how to become a digital nomad, it really starts from shifting your mindset. You know, it's not about just buying your ticket and going. It really has to start with yourself and starting to like re-understand a lot of the things you know. So yeah, taking on this lifestyle really is just rethinking a lot of the things that we've come to be used to. So like the first thing is like this idea of this clear path of progression, right? Like when you follow a corporate lifestyle, you know exactly where you're headed. You're looking for the next promotion or, you know, changing to a smaller company or a larger company. It's really nice and clear in front of you. And it can be a scary thing to get rid of all that and define what that path and what success even looks like to you. But the benefit of that is that it means you can reprioritize what's important to you and put your passions first. For me, that really came out of building up my own agency. While I'd always worked in social and knew I was really passionate about it, I wanted it to align with my other values of giving back and social impact. And so kind of my ability to own my own business was me, you know, making sure my values came first over just the normal career progression that I was used to. It also meant I could work with organizations like Nomads Giving Back, where it really is about, you know, putting your missions forward and doing something greater than just, you know, earning money and pushing products around for other people. The kind of second shift I'd say is the idea of the office and community. You know, I was really close with my work friends. You know, I love a good coffee break, Friday night drinks, or anything like that. And you do form these amazing bonds with your office. And especially when I was first starting out, it was really hard to find that same thing because you're kind of just doing everything for yourself. But what it instead got was this worldwide community. And I've included these photos at like two of the main hubs for digital nomads that I've had the pleasure of being in. That top one was Medellin, where I was at the beginning of this year before COVID hit. And then this bottom one is Dojo Bali, the first co-working space I ever went to in Bali. I'd still say my personal favorite, just because the community there is so amazing. And, you know, now I can go anywhere in the world and I somehow bump into people that I know in Bali. And you've got such a diverse network of people, not only because of where they've come from, but also their backgrounds and experiences. And rather than in an office where you were, you know, still around people that thought very similar to you or, you know, were also advertising people in my case, you know, you're exposed to different ideas and it can really expand your world, but also your work, creativity. And then that third shift is this idea of like work-life balance. You know, this is something a lot of us try and achieve. And I think even a lot of people who come to a digital nomad lifestyle are often, you know, wanting to escape this idea of the grind or, you know, feeling really burnt out in the corporate world. So flock to this dream lifestyle to achieve. But I know it does take a little bit of work to get there as well, because you can just end up getting overly distracted by all the fun travel experiences you can have. Some of my favorites, I've humble bragged here, that I've gotten to do over the past 3 years. It can be, you know, really distracting to just go and travel and not remember to work. So instead of like this idea of like this perfect balance between work and life, I think instead what digital nomad lifestyle is about is setting up a routine that works for you. You know, whether that means, you know, you're more productive in the morning, so you wake up straight away, go and work and do your thing, and then take a longer lunch break if need be. Or maybe you're someone who really wants to work out first thing in the morning and you're a night owl and you're going to spend your nights working instead. You've got that flexibility in your hands as a digital nomad. And of course, like, you know, the perks of travel are still there as well. So yeah, it's definitely kind of just rethinking what it means to balance a work and a life, or rather like create a new lifestyle out of all the things that you prioritize. So yeah, to kind of conclude, I guess it's, I'd wanted to give like the 3 main things I'd say to get started if you're planning on going into a digital nomad lifestyle, and like 3 things I wish I'd known before I left. And the first thing is starting with yourself. Like really understand like why you're doing it and what's motivating you to continue. You know, it hasn't been the most easy pathway for the past 3 years. There's a lot of self-doubt, or like, you know, decision overload, or just wondering if you're doing the right thing, or, you know, completely disappointing your parents, which I'm still not completely sure I haven't. But, you know, really going back and understanding these questions, like, you know, why are you doing this? If it's just to go and travel and see cool things, maybe this isn't exactly the way you want to be doing it, because you're still going to have to work to sustain this lifestyle. So what is this lifestyle actually going to bring to your life, and how can it enhance not only your life but your career? And also figuring out what those work styles or even travel styles mean. Like, do you want to be traveling around every week or month, or you know, maybe even a couple years, and how does that affect the sort of work you pick up? And really making sure you understand yourself as well before going, like, plunging straight into it. And then the second thing is, like, you know, have a somewhat of a plan, even if it's super flexible. You know, approaching this as a lifestyle, not just a career choice, you've got to also think about all those things that you'd usually think about when you're trying to get a different job or progress in your career. Like, do you have enough skills and experience? Like, you know, what do you need to upskill in if you want to take on new freelance clients or build a business, and like invest in that learning? Do you have a backup plan if things don't work out? It can be quite daunting. So one of the great ways to do it is almost like give yourself a time limit. Like, in 6 months, if I haven't figured out a sustainable way to continue to travel and work, let's figure out something else. Maybe it does mean taking up a full-time job for a little while, whatever that might look like. And then finally, have fun with it. Like, I wouldn't be here 3 years later if I didn't enjoy this lifestyle. Like, yeah, it has been hard, and it's not all the picturesque images of laptops wherever you are, although that's the picture that's on this slide as well. But there are a lot of benefits to this, as I've kind of touched on during this talk. But I think that, like, the main thing is, like, about finding out the best way to do it for yourself. There's going to be a lot of people who give you advice, as I have also tried to do, or, like, you know, tell you exactly the perfect way to get paid to travel or whatever that is. But what it really comes down to is finding the way that makes the most sense for you and just going for it. You just never know what it could bring. So yeah. that's me. And you can scan that code and get access to find out more about my business, but also more about Nomads giving back.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you, Tiff. Thank you very much. It was very nice for you to share what kind of like concrete steps we can take in order to be a digital nomad. So for whoever are still dreaming to be a digital nomad, it was definitely a very useful information for them. And through the photo, I found out there's a dojo body dojo in Haren. Haren, are you there? Yep. Haren is also in the photo. He is also a community manager in Dojo Bali. Yes, so thank you very much, Tiff. And the next, Amit from India.
Yes, hi guys. So can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, so hope everyone able to see my screen, right? Awesome. So hey guys, thank you so much Akina for hosting and other organization, HAF and all those stuff, organization for hosting this amazing Meet for Digital Nomads Around Asia events. So my name is Amit and Tarak would know me about a couple of idea about me because we connected earlier about our Global Nomad Summit event. So I'm going to talk a bit about community building and hosting events. So basically how you can build a strong community within your around, right? So this is a basic idea about my profile. So I started working building a community when I was in college. I started entrepreneurship cell in my college and then be a part of entrepreneurship committee in city chapter leads and then turn to uh, become a global shapers in terms which is a world economy forum young initiatives and then started working on Global Nomad Summits, which is India's first ever conference for digital nomads. And right now I am building a community for digital nomads and remote worker under Beyond Skill, which is a career accelerator platform for digital nomads and the remote workers. So this is a small profile that I just want to share with you. And so, yes, this is a picture that we organized last year in Bangalore. And this is our last Global Nomad Summits. And we are planning to do more in 2020, but due to COVID, we are totally not gonna ahead with physical events. So we are totally focused on the virtual events. So yes, let's talk about building and managing community across different sectors. So this is a picture that we taken last year as well, small community meetups that we did in Pune, which is a small city in Mumbai, nearby Mumbai. And so yeah, this is too fun to connect with the virtual physical meetups, small meetups and the bigger meetups. So what is community, right? So community is all about connections plus culture plus commitment and care. Connections when I used to connect or everyone used to connect with in person and they get learned about, they exchange their ideas, learning, right? And the second is culture. The culture is all about we can adopt other cultures and we can teach new cultures to the people. And the commitment, community building needs time and commitment. So when you are working on the Facebook groups or any community to build a strong community, you are committed somehow, maybe in terms of timing to design a good content, organize the events, do a AMA call or etc. Right? And the second last one is the care. We are totally caring about all those community members who've been a part of our community. So these four C's is equal to C is equal to community, right? So that's why I used to understand and I use this philosophy to in my building community strategy and a whole idea. So yes, there are two mode of community building. That one is the first one is online and the second one is offline. So online community is all about doing a virtual things, right? You can use Facebook groups, you can use Slack, Asana, Discord, and different channels like Google Hangout and all those stuff. where you can do a AMA kind of stuff, design a forum, invite lots of people to do a session about that. And the second one is the offline. So offline is all about running your advocacy program, like ambassador program. So every community members can be a part of your advocacy program. They can be a brand ambassador to your community or to your projects or any kind of brand. So this is our meetups that we organized in Pune last year as well, and which is our one of the biggest meetups held in last year. And the power of community. There is a power of change greater than community discovering what it cares about. I totally like this quote by Margaret Vitale, which is all about love, caring, and taking care of all those members. And so the next slide is types of community. So there are 5 types of community that I just try to explain you. The first one is interest based. The second one is action based, and the first one is the last one is place based. So interest based is all about communities of people who can share the same interest and passions. Suppose if I become a musician, so I want to connect with a musician, right? And someone is like an actor, want to become an actor, and they just trying to connect with the interest and all. The second one is about action. Communities of people trying to bring about change. So suppose if I can give you an example of Tarak, right? He's building community of nomads giving back, which is all about action. We've been a part of community and we want to make the change, become a change makers, become creating lots of positive impact in our community. And the last one and third one is the place, right? A community of people brought together by geographical boundaries. So right now we are doing a Digital Nomads Meet Around Asia. So we are trying to segregate the geographic location around Asia. Someone is doing a Europe, someone is doing a India based, right? So it's a geographic boundaries, which is building a community around that. And the next is practice. So practice is all about communities of people who are in the same profession or undertaking the same activities. So suppose if someone is doing a work for entrepreneurship, someone is doing lots of work about social impact creation. So they try to be a part of this kind of communities, right? And the last one is circumstances. So communities of people brought together by external events and situation, right? So if I can give you a brief idea about the circumstances, it's like recently there's a Black Lives Matters community things going around USA and across the globe, right? So this is a circumstances. They suddenly create the situation and suddenly everyone being a part of community and promoting this kind of things and initiative. This could be not a go ahead, right? So yes, this is the 5 kind of community that people refer to build a community. And the last one is building a community through events. So I can give you an example. This is our first events that we did in Goa last year. You know, the first picture is cool picture in Goa. People are just hanging out, doing lots of discussion about brainstorming about building a remote work or digital nomads, etc. And yes, events has a direct and indirect impacts on communities. They provide opportunity to participate, skill set development, volunteering, and social, cultural, economical, and environmental development. So obviously, when you organize different kind of physical meetups or any kind of virtual meetups, there is a cross exchange. I can help you in any way in terms of skill exchange, and someone is helping me in any way, in different kind of way, right? So this is the best way to build a community and go ahead with the community strategies to organize different kind of events. And yes, I can give you example of my event. So this is the first one is our first events, which is totally small, only 6 or 7 people. And the second one is the second meetups, and the third one is third meetups, and the fourth one is 4 meetups. So when I started building a community, we totally try to focus, let's do events, right? So when we did in events in India, the first meetups audience size is around 10, 5, something like that. And then it's increased into a 12, 15, and then it's increased around 20, and then it's equal to 20, 30, 50. So when you do or start any small meetups, after some time, you get an increase by numbers and creating lots of impact. So this is the whole 4 pictures that explain the whole community things that I organize across different part of India as well. So yes, this is all about me. And I hope you guys like about the community stuff and all. So if you like to connect with me, there is a mail ID, amit@globalnomadsummits.com. There is my Instagram @amit_beyondskill. And this is my WhatsApp. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you very much. You know, sometimes I think, you know, like, what the fuck is community? But he made it so clear what the community is. And I just love the formula. And then he explained the 5 types of communities, which helped us a lot how to build a community, right? Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Amit.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay, so last but not least, Hannah from Vietnam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, good evening, everyone. Great presentation from the speakers and welcome to the event again. I'm very glad to be sharing today about digital nomad lifestyle training. And you're probably wondering why training. I think I'm one of the rare Vietnamese digital nomad that I know. I might know some others too. So I kind of trained myself to become a digital nomad on my own. And I also hope that this is going to be like a short training for everyone. So by sharing my experiences and some of the skills that I've had for being a digital nomad for the past 5 years. So for this presentation, I'm going to focus especially on running a remote business during COVID-19 because I think a lot of enterprises and also SME and startups have to switch slowly from normal working in the office to working remotely. So a lot of people are not familiar with that. So I hope that this is going to be useful for not just business owners, but also remote workers. And so a bit about my digital nomad story. So I started, my digital nomad journey started in 2015. I started as a remote worker. I was interning for a company in Singapore. And then afterwards, I switched to become a freelance travel blogger as I graduated from business school in Finland. I was doing a Europe trip. So I traveled around Europe and Asia, was working as a travel blogger. And then after a while of switching between different places and city, I was actually struggling with finding workspaces and also the right community and finding sustainability in traveling and remote managing my work remotely. So I decided a few years ago to move back to Vietnam and found my own business, which is CoXplore. So CoXplore is a remote management service provider with the vision to empower global remote work. We provide services such as virtual offices, also remote management trainings, and also retreats and trips to actually help people to become remote workers like I did. And also before I was also an alumni of different international organizations like ISEC or YCLE before I actually become a digital nomad. And now I speak at international events as sharing my experiences as one. And you're probably wondering what it's like to be a digital nomad. My lifestyle is a bit different now from it is a few years ago. I just moved from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City. My typical day of work includes, so working remotely, usually I start my day, my work from 9 a.m. till around 6 p.m. So also like other people. And then I spent time for networking as well, traveling especially. So I don't travel as much as I used to because I have to manage a business online. But then I would go for a road trip domestically once a month because we can still travel around Vietnam now, even if there's COVID. And before I used to travel more, I would say every week or every few days. And now I like to have a home base here and also spend more time for my friends and family. I don't have a partner yet, but I do have a pet that I have to take care of. And also I do try to make time for mentorship and coaching, which is important for personal development, especially in my career, which is like, I don't have a boss, so I still need to grow at some point. And so then I'd like to share some of my tips I wish I've known earlier for managing a team remotely effectively. And also I think this can be useful for people working remotely as well, even if you don't manage the team. I think if I have to pick some of the tips and hacks, then probably the first one would be discipline, and time management is crucial because no one's going to be watching you while you're working with your laptop at home. So it's especially important that you be present and also using time management tools. Like nowadays I use mostly Google Calendar and Clockwise, but you can also use other useful tools like Toggle, and also maybe have some accountability partner to track your timing as well. The second thing would be workspace, I would say. These days I work a lot from home because we have a home office, but I do like to switch between home office and also co-working spaces and coffee shop. Depends on like my priority for the day. If I feel like I have to do creative work, or if it's more serious like legal or finance work, then I like to jump between places. And also I think meeting people offline is very important because you're probably going to feel disconnected because you're going to see your colleagues and your boss online most of the time. So it's important to have friends and family that you meet offline as well. So a bit more about virtual project management. I think this is the most important thing that I've really think through after all these years running different projects and businesses. Is you're going to be jumping around so many different projects and team. So it's really crucial to have a good virtual project management system. I do recommend either Trello, Asana, or Jira. So I've used all three of these tools already. I personally like Trello a lot because it's very simple and easy to use for beginners. Asana is a bit complicated, but I think it's good for content-oriented work if you're in like a publishing team or if you're a content team. And Jira is especially for tech people and more like developers. And also virtual meetings is important if you're working online constantly with other people. We are quite familiar with Zoom now after COVID pandemic. But I think before Zoom was not considered that seriously. And so we use Zoom a lot for weekly meetings and also one-on-one meeting with my team members. And with our partners, we use Google Hangout sometimes because when you book a Google Calendar link, it automatically generates a Google Hangout link. So it's useful as well. And also we use Skype with our tech team. And I think the last but not least important thing when it comes to managing your team remotely is that you need to build a support community around you. So I do personally like to connect with a lot of other digital nomads, not just from Asia, but also around the world. That's why I joined Nomads Giving Back and also other communities. I like to connect with entrepreneurs as well because we do go through the same thing. So it's good to learn from your peers. And also freelancers, because I do have a lot of outsourcing projects and then teams. So we need extra human resource. And I think it's also crucial to have your own mentors or coaches because as I mentioned, it's good for personal development. And virtual assistants are especially useful if you're managing a business and working online a lot. Then you need someone to do your daily repetitive tasks because you don't want to go through the same thing again and again. And also we do connect very well with our investors because they're going to be the one who sponsors your projects or your next business ideas if you want to run an online business. Okay. So these are some of the reference of the communities that I joined and really enjoy. For example, CU Asia conference is going to be in Vietnam next year. They also welcome a lot of co-working space owners and also digital nomads. I hope it's still happening next year. And we also have 7-in-7 conference is going to be in Africa next year. The last year was in New Zealand, and you can meet a bunch of great digital nomads from there. And Nomads Giving Back community, especially, of course, everyone has mentioned if you're socially driven. So I think that's it. If you still have any other questions after this event or after the breakout session, you can still ask me and book a meeting link with me here. And feel free to connect with me on social media.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much. Yay. So it was very useful to know what kind of tools we can use to do online business. And also I found out there are some common things between Tiff and Hannah, or that both of them were kind of freelancing and figuring out what they want to do in their lives. And they now ended up doing their own startup, and you know, it's really amazing how the journey goes. And I also loved how the chat room was very active when Hannah was mentioning she prefers to have pet than her partners, but yeah.
I couldn't see the comments when I was
Anyway, so thank you all the three awesome guest speakers. Thank you very much again. And now we will move on to the HafH's introduction. But before that, for participants, could you please type in the chat room which guest speaker you would like to talk to in the breakout room, so that Shini will be making the room for you guys. So make sure that your name is in English, and then you type the person's name in the chat room. For example, if I want to go to Tiff's room, I would type Tiff and then send it like this. Is everybody clear? Clear? Okay. Okay. So before we move on to the HafH service introduction, actually, there is a founder of HafH. Ryo? Hi, Ryo.
Hi.
So actually, he's also joining this event. So if you have any messages, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Hi everyone, and I have some like few guys I already have seen before, like Tarek and Haran. Let's see you again. Well, actually, I am not like a digital nomad. I used to work for a big company, and I just quit, and I start up my company, which is this service HafH, and usually is going to introduce what kind of service we offer, and maybe our service is going to help your style, and you help to make your style like more like much better and better. So. And hope you guys enjoy this session, and after our introduction, and hope to get your contact later. Thank you.
Thank you for your message, Ro. And yep. So yep, good. So people started writing down the name in the chat room. So make sure you write the guest speaker's name in the chat room so that Shini can assign you into the right breakout room. So while doing that, Yuji, are you ready to share HafH service with awesome video and special coupon? Yes.
Okay, sure. Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. And then thank you so much for the great speaker for the great story. Okay, let me prepare that. Okay, as Leo said that we are the startup company that offer the service called HafH. So do you know the meaning of the HafH? If you know the, can you raise your hand? Of, well, let me, 20%. No. 30%. Thank you so much. Okay, HafH, HafH is an acronym for the home away from home. That I think most of you guys are probably interested in the like a digital nomad lifestyle. They are the people who have the home somewhere and spend the time half of the year in the other country, or that they are the people who move around the world without having a fixed home. So don't you think it is nice to live anywhere in the world with good accommodation while paying one flat rate monthly subscription. That is HafH, means that home away from home service.
When I was young, I felt a mystery unraveling right before my eyes of grace. Oh, so sweet, oh, so sweet. I knew you well and you knew me too, didn't you? I felt your arms, your love.
Hey everyone.
Carrying me. But as time moved on, so did I. Looking back now, wondering why I let you slip away from me. Bring me back to wonder, feeling how you want to and know that you can. And find me in the chaos before I trip and get lost. Take my hand and lead me back to the time when I saw you through the eyes.
Okay, where should I go if you think kind of like that question? That's all you have to decide. So like that video, if you want to escape that like a cold winter in Japan, so you can go to Malaysia. So you can easily search by our HafH page, and then you can search Malaysia. Then look for a facility in the town you want to go to, and just make a reservation. Enjoy the feeling of everlasting summer. Sometimes relax in the pool or find a spot where you can concentrate and really get into your work. It's great to be able to enjoy work style and lifestyle that suits you. That's one of our main aims, to make the digital nomad style more convenient. But when you choose your staying location, you don't need to worry about the price and payment each time, because or you can stay around the world at a fixed price. And we have some plans, so depend on your lifestyle situation or lifestyle status, so you can co-live as much as you like. Well, currently we have about 304 partner facilities around 200 cities, mainly in Asia at this stage. Of course, all of our partner facilities, you can stay for a fixed price with good quality. And then we are planning to expand to Europe market in the near future. In addition, of course, each facility have different features. If you want to meet the new people to become a friend or important community, you can choose that. Or if you want to stay just relax beside the sea, you can choose that. Okay, so finally, let me quickly tell you how you can register to HafH. It's very easy and just simple. So it takes just 1 minute. So all you have to do is that you can provide some simple information under like a credit card number. So, and then choose the plan, and then that's all. You can just start using the HafH. And finally, I'm going to share about the special registration link with you tonight's event. So if you scan this QR code and register, you will receive about 500 HafH coins for free. For the HafH coin is like we have a point system called the HafH coin. If you want to upgrade to a nice private room at one of our partner facilities, you can upgrade using these HafH coins. Most upgraded private room can be used for 100 to 200 coins. So it is a really great deal. So please take advantage of it. Of course, we have like a free membership as well. So maybe today's event is one of the great opportunity for us to meet. This is like a miracle, in my opinion. So not only online kind of like this, but also the real, let's meet somewhere in the world in near future by using HafH. Thank you so much, and you're home away from home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yuji. Thank you for sharing your special video and also special coupon with us. It's only limited, right? In this event, right? The coupon. Wow.
Yes, it's special. It's special.
Wow, we're so special, yay! All right. Okay, so did everybody type the guest speaker's name in the chat? Good. Okay, so Shini,
Yeah,
are you ready to
Yes.
separate the room?
sure. Okay, I'll open the breakout rooms now.
Okay, and
So-
then regarding the time, we are actually running out of the time, but for the guest speaker, I would like to ask you guys first, is it okay to have 20 minutes or shall we shorten it, or how do you say? Good for 20 minutes? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do this interactive part for 20 minutes, and then we will see you guys back later after 20 minutes. Have fun in their breakout rooms.
Okay.
So Akina, do you want me to leave here or keep and stay here?
I guess in order to keep the YouTube active, we prefer to stay here and then keep talking, right?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So for those of you remaining here, you all have to send me the name.
I see.
Yeah.
So,
Or you all can stay here if you want, if you have no questions for the speakers. Okay, more are coming in.
so
Let me try allocating the remaining.
from Mia, she wants to go to Amit's room. What about Haren? Haren, you want to stay here?
Aaron,
So Mia is going to Amit. And then
I can't hear you, Haren.
Lumiko is going to Hannah. Okay.
Haren, are you gonna stay here? Reiko-san, did you type the name? Kamlesh Pandey. Thank you very much. I have to leave now. Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
You just should go somewhere to talk and sales.
But this part will be also on live,
And Haran, you
right?
should go. Haran, you should go to talk about HafH. And
Yeah, Haran.
you know everything about HafH, you know?
Yeah. Haran, when are you gonna come to Japan?
Visa problem.
I can't hear you, Haran. So, Leo, Yuji, do you want to talk about the service of HafH since this is still on live, right?
Oh yeah, that's great commercial time.
Right? We have 20 minutes to
Yeah.
commercial.
Thank you so much.
So, maybe,
Sure, okay.
maybe Leo, you can talk and then I'll ask some questions.
In English?
In both are fine. And like, but you wanna market on global, right?
Global, Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do you want to do the global marketing, by the way?
Well, actually, we made up this service not only for Japanese market. We don't care the global or Japan domestic. You know, we
Okay.
just want to be open always. So. No, I'm just kind of interested in the other countries' situation in the coronavirus. You know, maybe maybe I can ask to Yuji or maybe Shini in your country, like what kind of situation happening in your country for the office worker. Maybe you guys also office workers also have to stay at home, you know, and teleworking, remote working, right? And they also can find new way how to work. They don't have to go to the office now anymore. Then maybe they start to think about being digital nomad, like maybe okay, now we are free, we don't have to go to the office, so that we can be digital nomad. Okay, let's change our schedule. Actually now Japan, it's kind of happening. Any office worker change their mind because like in Tokyo, the big stress to commute to the office by train. That lots of people in a train in the morning make everyone so stressful. Nobody wants to get into the train in the morning, so they want to change their lifestyle, and they now looking for new style, and not to go to the office in Tokyo, but go to the local area to get more relaxing, and quality of life is getting higher. But what about in your country?
Let's start from Shini, Singapore.
Hi guys, I'm actually Shini from Singapore, and then I'm currently working at CoXplore, which is the organization of Hannah, one of our speakers just now, as an intern under her. So like I'm actually her virtual assistant, and I'm helping her with like marketing as well as event execution and product development. So for Singapore, I think most of us were actually quite affected by the pandemic. So like there was a very long period of time where we had to work from home. So like companies are not allowed to operate unless they are of essential services. So like other than F&B companies, as well as like finance, banking, and like those important services, like we are all supposed to work from our homes. So like they will not allow anyone to like go back to their office. So I guess because of this situation, many of us become used to the working from home lifestyle. And I believe that after this pandemic, like post COVID-19, many of us will start to think about the possibility of working from home or from somewhere else instead. So like I believe that this trend of digital nomadism will stay, and like more people will be looking towards renting co-working spaces and co-living spaces around the world, not only in Singapore as well. Yep.
Yeah, but I think Singapore is one of the most developed country for the digital nomads or remote working, because one of my Japanese friend who's living in sort of countryside of Japan, he actually works for Singaporean companies.
I see.
Yeah, and then he's a permanent employee. And considering that case, it's very, amazing how Singapore are very successful to hire employees from abroad
Yeah.
by using, remote working lifestyle. So, yeah.
So like there are many companies that reach out to overseas to like get people on board their companies as well and let them work from their respective countries instead, so they don't have to travel.
Yeah, that's really smart,
Yeah, I
I would
think
say.
Malaysia is a little bit different than Singapore, because compared to Singapore, of course, like the company environment is the sum of, depend on the industry, of course, the still like improving their like a company condition. And on the other hand, of course, like home Wi-Fi also a little bit slow sometimes.
I could tell from
depend on the
Yujis.
depend on the like me. That depends on the sudden raining, they stop the Wi-Fi or it stop the electric. That's right. But as I can see, the Malaysia companies, that especially the IT company, only IT company, most of them are trying to not to keep the office, but change to the more like how to say, the home office style. Then maybe their owner consider to reduce the cost, and then maybe they just started to try to whether they can keep that business by that style or not. But the other industry still need to take a time to improve that.
True. How about Indonesia, since we have Harren?
Bali is so quiet for now. So
Oh.
yeah, like Bali is like tourism place. We got a lot of digital nomads come to Bali, but now it's like everyone leaving Bali.
Oh no.
Oh. Hopefully it improves soon and Bali will be lively again.
I mean, yeah. But I think because of the COVID now, a lot of even like a big company, they will thinking like remote working is work, so they don't have have to have the office now. So hopefully, like I think this lifestyle will be like big things. Yeah.
So digital nomad now going back to their own country. I mean,
yeah. For now, yeah.
But I think the Bali is safer than their country, like European people, you know.
But the government just
want them go back.
Yeah, they decided to take out the emergency visa, so everyone have to renew the visa, and then some of people they have to leave Indonesia.
Well, you know, in Japan, still in this situation, there are many French people enjoying traveling in Japan because the French government gave them like extended of the visa. So yeah, so they can stay in Japan more. And they enjoying HafH, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Having go around Japan.
Yeah.
They don't care the virus actually. So you know, no c'est la vie. Like you know, they don't care if they got the virus. Okay, let it go.
Yeah, but some of my friends actually, who's an international friends, he went back to his own country. He was supposed to stay there for just 3 weeks, but then he will never be able to make it to come back to Japan because Japanese government, lock down. Even for the international friends who have the citizenship or eternal, how do you call it, the right to stay in Japan. Yeah, so like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of strange situation. Yeah. But you know what? Like even in this situation in Tokyo, we have a full of people in the train in the morning.
Yeah, true.
People still commute to their office. Yeah, office cannot operate the
Yeah.
situation. The company will ask the officers, come to the building, so that we still have lots of people in the train. It's insane.
Yeah. It is. And then recently, Japanese government just made an announcement regarding the workation, right? I think you have a lot of opinions about it, Rio. So if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, like Shini, do you know the word
Yeah.
of the workation?
Workation.
Yeah, work and vacation.
Oh, so like you get to work and travel at the same time? Is it
Yeah, like a
something like that?
digital nomadism in
Yeah.
offices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, actually, this word is made from the United States like 10 years ago, but now the Japanese government start to say that we should recommend the workationism
I
in
see.
offices, so that they don't have to go to the office and they go to the local area, so that they can work with their laptop with the Wi-Fi. And then they can keep their safe, and the local area still get a new market, like not the tourism but the workation. Yeah, like a new economics is happening, but where some of people disagree, because not so all of the officer can go to the local area with a laptop and
True,
Wi-Fi.
that's true.
No, it's not yet to be ready.
Yes. So it
So
works for some industries, and for some industries, they're still
yeah,
used to the traditional office setting.
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
And also, Japanese have this stamp culture.
Stamp culture.
Yeah,
Like everything
so
needs to be
yeah,
official, is
yeah,
it?
yeah. So some of my friends actually are allowed to work remotely, but in order to get the paper stamped, they have to go to the office. So we were saying if we don't change this culture, it will be really hard for us to work remotely.
Maybe making like a digital stamp.
Yeah, we were trying to, but I guess it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, like in a few years. Actually, I've read the news about that, and the government is now start to be ready for the changing to be to a digital stamping culture, and but we need 2 years to change. This is
Are
Japan.
you sure 2 years is enough?
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, because everything is required to submit with papers, basically in Japan. My like personal opinion, for example, like whenever you apply for the, I don't know, like a funding for a startup, then you even need to submit data with USB.
So it's a very long process, right?
Yeah, we also need to print them out, and also we need to put data into USB and then submit it, and then that USB will be back at you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's interesting thing, because like for example, I was born in Nagasaki, and Nagasaki has a big history, which is atomic bomb history, and now like many people want to keep the memory after in the future, and at the moment, like 20 years ago, people want to keep the memory on the video, but now nobody has the video machine.
Yeah.
So digitalism is not the best way to keep the memory. That is what the other people say. So that, and then he said that the paper is the essential way to
Yeah, like
keep the memory. This
yeah.
isn't like most of Japanese people think. The idea to keep the memory, the paper is the best way.
Yeah.
But it could be true, right?
Yeah, by
Like
like
USB is also the one of the digitalism, but now nobody has a USB,
Reader.
adapter, to put in the MacBook, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Anyway, we can get them back soon. So let me broadcast a message to them to like wrap up in 3 minutes then.
Okay, 3
in
minutes.
Malaysia, Yuji.
Sure.
You in Malaysia now or in Japan?
Yes, no, in Malaysia.
Oh,
Yeah, we cannot accept him.
No, Japan we can accept. Japan.
We
I
love
hope
him.
that.
No
Not a
one
lot
behind, no
back.
one behind.
Yeah. After
No,
then Haren,
a
after
lot
Haren.
of people want.
Yeah, after Haren come back to Japan and they usually come back.
No, the current, but because actually the current my problem is that I can go out, I can go back to Japan, but
Mhm.
I cannot go
Back
again to
to
enter, go back
Malaysia.
to Malaysia. That is a problem now.
Oh yeah, they still locked down, yeah, Malaysia.
Yeah, like a lockdown.
Yeah.
Then the American government decided to be more strictly because the other country also slowly restarted to increase the new cases. So
Okay.
not sure.
Actually, I have another appointment from now, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to leave here. Yeah,
Sure,
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
So, nice to see you, Sini and Haran.
Yeah, nice to meet
Maybe
you too.
we should
Thanks for
take a
joining us.
photo before you leave.
Sure, sure.
Happy
Okay.
birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, happy birthday.
37. Oh,
You still look like a 17.
Dio?
It's your birthday, is it? Oh my
Yeah,
God, happy
yesterday.
birthday.
Yosa,
Oh,
Yosa,
happy birthday.
could you share could you show us the like a line stamp, your line stamp?
Yeah, I got a stamp like this.
Sure.
This
The
one.
line stamp.
Line stamp. Yeah, my staff made this.
Yeah.
That's
So-
cute.
Yeah, so he needs to go. So before going, let's take photo. Okay. Cheese. Okay, I missed Yuji's
Thank
piece.
you.
Anyway.
Arigato.
Up.
Okay, so see you soon.
Thanks for
Good
joining
night.
us.
Good.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, there's 2 more minutes left before I'll close the rooms, and the rest of them will be back to join us.
Yay. And then we're going to share the Facebook group link, right?
Sure. Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Let me get the link now.
Yeah, and then Yuji, you can also post or share your on HafH's QR code in the Facebook group. Everybody
Okay,
can
okay.
share their own information in the group. Good. Yay. So Haran, how's Dojo? I
Very
always
quiet
wanted to
now.
ask. Hmm?
It's so quiet now.
Oh no.
Like before we have like around 400 members.
Mm.
Now maybe like around less than 50 people.
Really?
Yeah, it's really quiet.
Less than 50?
Yeah. And then
Is
now
it-
also we can't open 24/7. So we have to close at 11.
Like, did all the digital nomad have to go back, or they were sort of like kicked out by government?
Yeah,
or...
sort of. Some people they get kicked out.
Oh
Some people
no.
like still can extend the visa.
What was the difference between those people?
Depend on what visa they have. So like if they have like a entry by free visa, the 30 days, and then they have to leave the country. But people with the social visa, business visa, they still can extend it, the visa. Yeah, it's a bit
But
weird.
like only less than 50 is so much less than before, because
It's like the worst. I think this
Like-
month is like the worst month we have.
yeah. Oh no.
But in Bali, is there the new cases now increasing?
Every day.
Oh.
But now a lot of people get cured. So they cure people by arak actually in here. You know, arak is like what is like what the drinks? It's like sake. So in the hospital, they're giving people like sake, and then some people get cured actually.
What? Really?
Yeah.
So as only as you got drunk by that sake, they will be cured.
But actually, yeah, it's true. They call
Really?
it arak terapi.
Allah, maybe Bali should sell that sake to the rest of the world, and then Bali will be the hero.
Yeah, it's really interesting how people get cured.
Let's see. Yeah, because I really want to go back to Bali, but I don't think it's possible right now under this situation. And I'm wondering since when we will be able to, travel
The
again.
government planning reopen again Bali on 11 September, but
Oh,
we're not sure yet like that will be happen.
Anyway, guys, they're coming back in 15 seconds.
okay.
Nothing.
Welcome back. Did you guys have fun? Yes?
Yeah.
Konbanwa.
Yay. Did you guys get to talk to the guest speaker? And good?
Some people were a bit shy, but I asked.
Oh
questions.
no.
Good.
Should force them.
Good. So did every participant ask a lot of questions to guest speaker? And is everybody happy now? Good. Yay. Good. So this is not, is everybody here? Am I missing someone, Shini?
I think they're all here. The rest, either they left beforehand or
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. So I would like to take a group picture. Okay. Haran texted Tarek in chat room. Okay. So let's take a picture first. So smile. Awesome. And then the last but not least, we have an announcement that we would have a Facebook group so that we can keep in touch. And then we would also share the useful information with you all so that Shini.
Yeah, I just sent in the link.
So this is the Facebook group. Allows us to keep in touch and interact with each other. So that makes sure you guys click this link and be a member of the group. Good. So that's all for today's event. And then we all hope that you enjoyed. And you all, like some of you got probably inspired by the guest speakers and will be, chasing for the dream. And then we all are here to support your dream. And then we will be also chasing dream together. So thank you very much for your time. And we hope to see you all guys next time if we have it. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.